Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody 100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
You can't take back what your butt sees.
Is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
I know so many things I shouldn't know. When I walk in a room, heads go down.
So Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf, the smooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean?
Work with the gay rapper.
Yeah, man. And gay, not being just full out gay, but hiding it, trying to pretend like he, loves girls and live the rap lifestyle, but really he's a man fan. It's real scary, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta get into the seriousness of it, and it's just not fair to, other people. And then that shit spreads because that girl that you might be fooling might leave you and go find another dude who ain't gay, give him the disease, and he go.
Meek Mill recently went public, declaring he is willing to drop 100 grand on a private investigator just to prove he has absolutely zero connection to anything involving Diddy. But let's be real, you can't just erase the past when the internet keeps receipts, and the whole industry is catching major heat. It is a brand new era of accountability for all of them, and it truly does not matter who you are or how powerful you think you are. All the secrets are finally being exposed, so if you were tucked away in a corner doing things you had no business doing with another man, it is all coming to light. Some people in the circle know way too much inside information, to the point where whenever certain figures walk into a room, everyone else just looks down in shame. Think about the wild rants where people claimed they were given the runaround or subjected to bizarre industry rituals by Diddy. Dealing with a closeted artist is a whole different dynamic in the rap world. We are talking about individuals who are not openly out, but instead choose to hide their true selves while pretending to live a hypermasculine lifestyle, loving women and flaunting the typical rap image when reality is completely different. It creates a toxic cycle, and honestly, it is incredibly unfair to everyone involved, especially when innocent people get caught in the middle of these complicated webs of deception. Now, Orlando Brown and Katt Williams have officially stepped up, completely going off on the closeted culture within the music business. This time around, public perception is shifting because people feel there are undeniable patterns emerging against the names being exposed. Whispers have circulated for decades about these seemingly tough gangster rappers actually living a completely double life behind closed doors, but the floodgates are officially open now. The real irony here is that these are the exact same hip-hop artists who consistently attack the LGBTQ community, using aggressive lyrics in their tracks, shouting out pauses after every single joke, and maintaining a traditional family image the entire time they are reportedly frequenting secret spaces in cities like Atlanta just to live out their hidden desires. They completely use women as props for material status and social leverage. So, if you are somehow still oblivious to the massive conversation surrounding closeted figures in the entertainment industry, you must be living completely offline. This narrative has been building momentum ever since media personalities first hinted at hidden Hollywood activities years ago. However, the situation has escalated dramatically, and a whole new lineup of mainstream artists is facing intense public scrutiny. Take 50 Cent, for instance, a man notorious for his ruthless trolling and aggressive public persona. According to industry insider Jaguar Wright, 50 Cent and Soulja Boy allegedly shared an incredibly tight-knit bond during the early days of their careers, one that allegedly went far beyond a standard industry brotherhood.
Game since he was little, just like Weezy.
Yeah.
And he been ran through quite a bit. Caught him naked. Whoever his big daddy was threw him out naked into the hallway. He was walking around in the hallway. Has actually appeared on a magazine cover together.
Damn. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Able to call other on being a swish. Birds of a feather flock together.
People claim he was heavily immersed in the game from a young age, experiencing the darkest sides of the business, with wild stories emerging about wild encounters and dramatic lockouts in hotel hallways, despite later appearing on major magazine covers together. It is wild to see people calling each other out when they all seemingly navigate the exact same circles. I have to admit, seeing these specific names pop up in these discussions is wild because nobody ever expected mainstream mainstays to be dragged into this specific narrative. But it serves as a massive reminder that you truly never know what happens once the cameras turn off. This was merely the tip of the iceberg because immediately after those rumors gained traction, Orlando Brown and Katt Williams doubled down with a massive list of names. Orlando openly claimed that his knowledge comes from direct, personal encounters with these figures at various points in his career. He boldly dropped an entire roster of stars he claims are living double lives, explicitly targeting Usher, Drake, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes, and the central figure of the investigations himself, Diddy. In his signature erratic interview style, he made wild claims about intimacy and relationships, throwing out names like Terrence Howard and Usher while making dramatic spiritual references to dark forces driving the industry. He mocked the secret interactions and terminology, laughing through the claims while the hosts tried to process the sheer chaos of the interview. Initially, the general public tried to completely write him off as someone just looking for internet clout or struggling with personal issues. But when you look at the bigger picture, many of the artists he called out were already facing similar whispers. Take Busta Rhymes as an example. His past came under scrutiny when individuals claiming to be former associates and insiders started sharing detailed stories about his private life, detailing interactions in exclusive VIP sections where high-profile figures would reportedly cross boundaries, pull people past security ropes, and isolate themselves in the corners of exclusive clubs. Insiders recounted vivid stories of late-night club encounters, noting how easily young creators and models would get drawn into these circles, mesmerized by the flashing jewelry, the fame, and the sheer presence of legendary rap icons and their massive security details, completely unaware of the complex social dynamics playing out right in front of them. Meanwhile, Katt Williams brought a much more calculated perspective to the discussion, and he did not hold back a single detail. Katt has been dropping warnings about the dark side of Hollywood for years, but his viral 2024 appearance brought everything to a boiling point. He detailed exactly how the corporate structure attempts to compromise an artist's integrity just to grant them access to massive movie deals, recalling how he had to risk his entire career on his very first film set to completely shut down a degrading, non-consensual storyline that executives were aggressively pushing. He fought the system to protect his dignity, but the sad reality is that not every young creator entering the business possesses the leverage or strength to fight back, leaving many to fall victim to the exact patterns Meek Mill is currently trying so desperately to distance himself from. The internet has shown no mercy to Meek, unearthed old legal documents, questionable footage, and social media mishaps that contradict his aggressive denials. The backlash reached an all-time high when unverified audio files allegedly capturing private interactions circulated online, forcing even Orlando Brown to chime back in, stating that the lifestyle choices of these artists have been an open secret within the industry for years. And the list just keeps expanding, pulling in names like YK Osiris, who raised eyebrows after being spotted on high-end vacations with Diddy during a time when he was publicly facing massive financial struggles and selling off his luxury car collection. The public viewed the entire situation as a clear transactional dynamic, despite his passionate rants telling fans to stop focusing on social media perceptions. Then we look back at the history of mentorship programs like the Flavor Camp, where a young Usher was sent as a teenager to learn the industry lifestyle, an experience so intense that Usher later admitted he would never let his own children go through it. Now, people look at how Justin Bieber was guided through those same spaces, analyzing old footage and spotting deep-seated tension and exhaustion on his face as he grew older. Even international stars like Burna Boy haven't escaped the rumor mill, with critics pointing to Diddy executive producing his major award-winning projects while fans dissect song lyrics that seem specifically written to shut down whispers of industry compliance. Ultimately, whether you listen to the wild call-outs of Orlando Brown or the calculated warnings of Katt Williams, it is clear the music industry is facing a massive cultural reckoning, leaving fans completely unable to look at their favorite hip-hop icons the exact same way again.